Solving equations using logs. When solving an equation, you may choose to multiply both sides, add to both sides, square both sides, etc. As both sides of an equation are equal, it follows that the log of either side is equal. Taking logs of both sides can be useful when trying to solve an equation, especially when there's an unknown power. Examples. 3 to the power of x equals 10. We know that 3 squared is 9 and 3 to the power of 3 is 27, so the number is going to be somewhere in between, but we can't just use trial and error, we need to use the method of logs. So if it's true that 3 to the power of x equals 10, then the log of 3 to the power of x should equal the log of 10. If we now use our log rules, we can see this power can be brought to the front, and we can write the log of 3 to the power of x as log of 3 multiplied by x, or x log 3. So x log 3 equals log 10, and then this log 3 is just a number. It's like having 5x or 10x or whatever, so you can divide by the number of x's you have. We can divide by the log of 3 to get x on its own. So the log of 10 divided by the log of 3 is x. And this gives us 2.1023 significant figures. By the way, before we go on any further, I did not write down the base, so you'd assume there it would be base 10, but actually if you do it with any base, you'll get the same answer, so it doesn't matter what your base is. Part B, we have 5 to the power of 2x plus 1 equals 8. So it should be true that the log of the same thing on the left should equal the log of the same thing on the right. Think of that power as one power, and then we can bring that power down in front using the log rules. Now you have two options here. We can either expand the bracket out, or we could divide through by log 5. In this case, I'm going to expand it out, but it's not that it's a better technique at all. So you'd have 2 log 5 multiplied by x plus log 5, or 2 log 5 x equals log 8 minus log 5. And this 2 log 5 is what the number of x's you have, so you can divide by that number. So we'd have x equals log 8 minus log 5 divided by 2 log 5. Now, if this question wasn't in all number form, it was a lot of letters, I might want to have to simplify my answer. Here I would advise against trying to simplify and change things using log rules, because you're going to just give yourself more hassle, and it's worth and maybe create problems and create errors. So like log 8 minus log 5 could be written differently, 2 log 5 could be written differently, and this whole thing could be written in a more maybe a more simple way, but there's no benefit to doing that. We've just go put it in the calculator and go from there, and that gives the answer 0.146 to 3 significant figures. Again, think of the size of your answers. If you put that in to here, 5 to the power of what gives 8? You're not looking for a number larger than 2. 5 to the power of 1 is 5, 5 to the power of 2 is 25, so a number slightly bigger than 1. So this number here being really small makes sense because you're adding it on to 1. Same in the last example I didn't say, but remember I said 3 squared is 9, so you're looking for a number slightly bigger than 2 to give 10, and 2.1 makes sense. Okay, example C. So we start by writing the log on both sides. The reason for taking this approach, if you're in an exam, you would know to do this if you see the power is unknown. That's when you would go to this technique of taking logs of both sides. The next part is to apply the power rule, so bring the power down. That's the whole power. And then you can expand those brackets out. So 4x log 5, or 4 log 5 x minus log 5 equals log 7 x. Notice I'm putting brackets around the number in front of the x. That's because I don't want to log that x. So it's not log 7x, it's the log of 7 multiplied by x. Another way to get rid of that confusion is put the x in front. Might be better. I'm going to bring the x's to one side, so bring them to the left hand side, and we have the 4 log 5 already, minus the log 7, and that equals the 2 log 7 that's already there, plus the log 5. You'll notice on the left hand side x is common, it's a common factor, so we can factorize it out. So we'd have x multiplied by 4 log 5 minus log 7, and the right hand side stays the same. And the last step is to divide through by the number of x's. So we have the 2 log 7 plus the log 5, and we divide through by the 4 log 5 minus log 7. And that gives 1.22 to 3 significant figures. Okay, part D. Big step up now. We've got an unknown power. We don't want to log both sides because we've got 2 terms on the left hand side, so it doesn't make sense to do that. This question is what's called a disguised quadratic. So the unknown is 2 to the power of x, and we've actually got a quadratic in terms of 2 to the power of x. The first term is 2 to the power of x squared. The second term is just your 2 to the power of x, and this is your constant that has no 2 to the power of x. You might be thinking, how is that a quadratic? So we let 2 to the power of x equal, let's say, y. You can choose any variable, but if I let 2 to the power of x equal y, we've got y squared minus y minus 6 equals 0, and you can see now that's a quadratic, which you can solve using factorization. Y minus 3, y plus 2. So y equals 3 or negative 2. However, y was just something we made up. We called it, it's actually 2 to the power of x. So actually 2 to the power of x equals 3, or 2 to the power of x equals minus 2. And we have to solve both of those equations. To solve the one on the left, you take log of both sides. So log to the power of the log of 2 to the power of x equals the log of 3. So x log 2 equals log 3. Again, just bringing the power down using the log rule. And then we can divide by the number of x's, which in this case is log 2. And log 3 divided by log 2 gives 1.58 to 3 significant figures. The other option then is that 2 to the power of x equals minus 2. So log of 2 to the power of x should equal log of negative 2. Now, you can bring the power down, and that's all fine on the left hand side, but you cannot take the log of a negative number. Okay? Because if we think about what that means, just at the side here, what does that mean? What's the log of minus 2? The log to the base 10, say, of minus 2. That's saying 10 to what power would give minus 2? And there's no way you can raise 10 to a power to get a negative answer. So it doesn't work. So that is wrong. So there is no solution to that side of the equation. So the only option is that 2 to the power of x equals 3, i.e. x equals 1.58. Okay, and our last one, we've got half log to the base 3 of 6x plus 3 minus log to the base 3 of x equals 1. Now, it's not obvious in this question what to do immediately. You don't want to log both sides like the previous examples because we've already got the log here. We've got a subtraction, so we'd want to subtract the 2 logs. However, we can't do that because we've got this power in front. So we can deal with the power to begin with, and we can bring the power, we can bring the number in front up as a power. And now we've got the log of something minus the log of something else. and we can then use the rule of subtraction to write that as 6x plus 3 to the power of a half divided by x, and that's to the base 3. So if we just now think of it like the definition of logs, remember log to the base ab equals c. What does that mean in index form? That means that a to the power of c equals b. So we want to write this here in index form, and it is essentially the same as this. Our a is the 3, what's being logged is the b, and the 1 is the c. So you can rearrange this and write it in index form, and that's saying that 6x plus 3 to the power of a half divided by x is equal to 3 to the power of 1. And we can bring that divide sign over, the divide by x over, to become 3x. And now we've got no logs, we just have to solve this equation. To solve this, I would square both sides, and we would get 6x plus 3 equals 3x all squared would be 9x squared. So 0 is 9x squared minus 6x plus 3. 3 is a factor, so we can divide 3 by 3. And then we can factorize that whatever way you factorize. You should end up with that as your solution. So x is minus a third, or x is equal to 1. If x is minus a third, that's it. Sorry, I was going to go back and put it into something else, but there's nothing else to put it into. That is all. Well, actually, sorry. You do have to put it in something. You have two solutions there, and that solves this here, which is fine. But if you go back, this here can be rewritten as this, okay? But the manipulation can change things in a certain way, which makes solutions appear which aren't true to the very original. So if we look here at log to the base 3 of x, we need to be able to log that number x. We can't log minus a third, okay? We start rearranging and manipulating, we can get a solution, yes, but if we put this back into the original, you put that into your calculator, the minus a third would not work. Only the 1 will work. So your answer is 1. So my advice there just is that when you get solutions, put it into the calculator and see what it actually does it work. You shouldn't be logging any negative numbers. Solving simultaneous equations using logarithms. So solve for x and y the equations yx equals 16 and log to the base 2 of x minus 2 log to the base 2y equals 1. Okay, what would I do there? I would change the second one, and I'd want to subtract them, but to do that I need to get rid of that 2 first of all. I need to bring that number in front of the log up as a power, and then I can do my subtraction log rule. So the log rule using subtraction is x divided by y squared. I then want to write that in index form. In index form, that says that x divided by y squared is equal to 2 to the power of 1, or simply 2. So if I rearrange that, that is x is 2y squared. I can put that back into the first equation. So y brackets, and then instead of x we can write 2y squared equals 16. So 2y cubed is 16. Y cubed would be 8. So y would be 2. And if y is 2, go back into this equation and get that x would be 2 times 2 squared, which would be 8. So your answer is that x is equal to 8 and y is equal to 2. And 2 8s are 16, which makes sense. And log to the base 2 of 8 is 3. Log to the base 2 of 2 is 1, so 2 times 1 is 2. 3 take away 2 is equal to 1. Check your original equations. Second one, solve the equations simultaneously. So the left hand side I would maybe raise the power up, and the second one I can add those two together and we multiply the terms it's being logged, so 2x. From there, the left hand side is one term, the right hand side is one term, so those two terms should be equal to each other and everything should be the same. The log, 10, 10. If these are the same, the y squared should be equal to the 2x. And then we've got over here this formula, so we can just put this one into this in some way, or we might want to manipulate this here in some way beforehand. I would use indices to do that instead of logs. 4 is 2 squared, so actually that could be written as 2 to the power of y equals 2 to the power of 2x. And just like the first equation, the left hand side, this one here, if we compare the left and the right, if the bases are the same, the powers should be the same. So we should get that y equals 2x. So there are two equations to work with. So if I was doing that, I would write y squared equals, and instead of 2x, I know that 2x is equal to y. And now from here, I would bring it all to one side. There's different ways you could do that question, but I would take y from both sides and then factorize out the y. And if we solve that equation, we get that y could be 0 or it could be 1. When y is 0, x would be, from this equation, x would be 0. If y is 1, then x would be 1 divided by 2, which is a half. And number 3, solve the following pair of simultaneous equations. Now, here there's no base, but we can choose any base, doesn't matter. That's why they've not written it down, so 10. And if we write that in index form, that would be saying that y minus x, what's being logged, is equal to 10 to the power of 0. Or 5 to the power of 0, e to the power of 0, pi to the power of 0, anything. That's going to equal 1. So that first equation is saying that y minus x equals 1. The right hand side, we've got log on the left and right, so I'd like to compare the two logs. So that's raise that 2 up to be a power. So I've applied the power rule to the left hand side, and now I've got the log of something equals the log of something else. These two things must be the same if the right hand side and the left hand side are equal. So we get 21 plus x is equal to y squared. I would rearrange the left hand equation to get what x is. X would be y minus 1. And then put that into the right hand side, we get y squared equals 21 plus y minus 1. And then solving that, we get y squared minus y minus 20 equals 0. Y minus 5, y plus 4 equals 0. So y is 5 or 4. And then we need to go back and get our x's. So when y is 5, x would be 5 minus 1, so 4. And when y is 4, x would be 4 minus 1, which is 3. And a quick check, when you do the log of 1, you get 0. So that's why there's a difference of 1 in these two numbers. 5 minus 4 or 4 minus 3 gives 1, and the log of 1 will be 0. And it fits into the second equation as well.